Been a while. It's been a very long time. But without further ado, this is Quarantine Fitness, J.R. McGee. I'm back to my shenanigans, man, and I'm gonna report back to you guys about what I've been up to on semen retention. This is day 7. So I did relapse from the last time I saw you guys. I was on day like 60. And I'm here to tell you guys, bro, like, don't do it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if you're thinking about relapsing, if you're thinking about you want to go to sleep, or you're thinking about something short term, like you want to just appreciate the company of a woman, you want to just, you know, you're realizing what you're doing it for. Like, am I doing this for a good purpose? Like, what's the point of it? You may not see the end of the tunnel now, but I'm telling you, man, do not do it. You get what I'm saying? And now on day 7, I got my a lot of my benefits have been gone, like my mental benefits. But as far as day 7, like, you start to feel not a significant amount. But the thing about when you do restart is, if you go to day 60, if you go to day 90, where your seed is matured, you, like, it's not as extravagant as when you first did it. So day 7 feels like this is a normal day. You get what I'm saying? It's not gonna take until the late days, I believe, for me to really like significantly feel the benefits. And during the time like that I relapsed, like, there's been a lot of like disrespect. You know, it's like people can sense it, and it's like you sense it in yourself, and you just know the opportunity. Like, okay, you just know that this person's gonna try to disrespect her. This guy's gonna try to like run game on you, or try to, like, you know what I'm saying, try to like attack you when your defenses are down, and you feel a lot lower about it. You know, like, shit, if I was on semen retention, I wonder how I would have handled that. I definitely would have handled that a lot better. And it sucks, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're never gonna want to like, you're gonna think in the way of, damn, if I didn't relapse, I wonder how I would be right now. Damn, like, say if you're posting every day, damn, if I was on SR and I was doing this video, I wonder would it be this good? I know it would be better than this. And you're gonna think in terms of SR and how far you are in SR. So, like, if you need that sign from the universe, like, I'm here telling y'all, like, don't do it, bro. You know, wait your time out. And the thing about SR is so amazing is that when you don't see it, you're probably a day away from seeing it. So you gotta reach a low to get back high. So you gotta go low to come back high up, and that high is gonna catapult you farther than what you felt when you kind of like before you went on your low. You know what I'm saying? So if you were on SR, you was on 7 days, and you reached the 9th day, and you started having like social anxiety, or you started having like if you started having like a severe urge or something like that, it's not gonna be until the 10th day that you see why you went through that state period, because it was testing your resilience. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when you go through the high, that way you know how to handle the high, and you're not gonna get too carried away because you spend enough time in the low. So like, the universe is not gonna give you anything that you're not ready for. You gotta understand that. So a lot of the people who think that they deserve these riches and this success, you're not ready for it, which you're probably gonna destroy yourself, which is why the universe is never gonna give it to you. So like when you're on SR and you're being tested, like you gotta understand that like you're being tested for a reason, you know? And if you fail that test, you're not gonna be on the master's level. You know what I'm saying? The universe is never gonna put you on the master's level because you prove to the universe you're not ready for the master level. You're still on level 10. So like you may not see it now. You may not see what's required on the master level. But like understand that it's for a bigger purpose. So this goes for anybody, you know. If you're on 7 days, if you're on 5 days, and you're on those first early days where the urges are like so bad and you have the withdrawal symptoms, you know how that felt. Like, dude, you need to go through the withdrawals, you need to go through the anxiety, you need to go through the uncertainty. That way, when you reach the catapult, when you reach the low to the tippity bottom, and it catapults you to the top, you're gonna be ready to sustain that high. So like, what I'm saying is like, yo, semen retention, like, for the people who aren't trying it, you really need to try it. And then when you do try it, don't give it a few days, man. Don't quit off of the 3rd day. Don't quit off of the 7th day. Because you're gonna be like, oh, if you quit too early, it's like, oh, this shit doesn't even work. And then when you quit too early on the 30th day, it might be the 31st day where you're gonna see the monumental benefits, the attraction from women, you know, the favoritism within work. You know, you're gonna start getting all the overtime. They're gonna start offering you overtime if you're looking for overtime. You're gonna start attracting the right people in your life. You may attract that right woman who's on your wavelength, who's on your vibration. You may be attracting that business deal. Like, you may go viral on YouTube. So like that one day that you stop doing semen retention, that may have been your day, and it's most likely guaranteed your day. If you wanted to hit a PB in the gym, it's your day. If you break the semen retention, you're gonna lose your day. So that's the major thing with SR. Don't quit too early, man. Ride the momentum all the way out, because I promise you, if you're doing SR for a long enough time, you're gonna see the momentum in your life. And when you see the momentum, there's only 2 ways you could really fail. There's multiple ways you could really fail. But one of the main reasons are that you refuse to transmute the energy, the sexual energy. So you don't go to the gym and you don't work as hard, right? Like, you don't take that energy and you don't do whatever it is that your craft is. You don't put it into your work. You don't do, you know what I'm saying? You don't put it in your work ethic. Or you're just, oh my God, I should have said the one that I remembered first, but I had a great one. I had a great one. It's gonna come to me. So you're either like, you don't know how to transmute the energy, or, Jesus. See, that's the devil right there. They don't want me to get this message out. They don't want me to put y'all on to the game. But like, for those who are still watching, like, I'm telling you right now, or you quit too early. You quit too early is another one. I had another one, but I can't remember it. But you know, this video will probably be better. I feel like it's all right now. Like, it's not too bad. But y'all, lock in on that journey, bro. Don't quit too early. And even right now, like last night, this morning, I think it's because I took a nap. That might have catapulted my energy back up, because I went to a low. I was in a low lately. But like, I was gonna quit last night. You know? I was gonna quit the day before. I was gonna quit the day before that. But I'm like, just, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're being in the desert and you got a huge sandstorm, and you're walking and you're hiking, and you got like a sun hat, right? And you're blocking down and you're looking down so the sand doesn't get in your eye. You're walking with your head down and you're just hoping to see the light, you know? And that's SR, you know? When you're beginning, you're hoping to see the light. So you're looking down. I hope the sandstorm stops. I hope I see the end of the tunnel. And when you see the end of the tunnel, which I'm at right now, I reached one point of a high of the mountain, but there's gonna be more heights. Like, there's gonna be more up downs. Like, there's gonna be a new mountain to climb. But as I reach the height of the mountain, like, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I you know, that it subsided. Like, I'm glad that the pain was temporary, and I'm glad that I, you know, kept pushing ahead. And there's always gonna be another mountain to climb. You know, there's always a new height. You could get a lot more intuitively smarter. You could get to the point where your triggers are not your triggers no more. Like, I still have to abstain from certain triggers because I know they trigger me. Like, I went on Facebook today and I saw Facebook and I started being captivated by the garbage, by the women. And because I went to upload a video that I posted, and right away I know, okay, I'm not strong enough to do this yet. So I got off of Facebook. But when I was on my 60 days, I could go down Facebook and I could look at a woman and I'll be like, it's like nothing. Not that she's not attractive, but I don't operate off of the frame. I don't operate off of the lustful tendencies. Like, I don't operate off of lust. I operate off of characteristics and stuff like that. So I could see a woman and I could talk to a woman and I don't care what she looks like. I'm looking for the key words that she's saying that's gonna captivate my attention, and like her vibration and energy, and what is she speaking about, you know, and what are her values. And for a lot of men, that is very hard. Like, you know, there's a saying that says that men aren't thinking clearly before sex, women are thinking clearly, and women are thinking clearly after sex, and men are thinking clearly after sex and women aren't. So before sex, you're not thinking clearly. So I felt like that was me, you know. And during the SR, if you don't value it, if you don't put it so high in your mind, you don't put sex so high in your mind, and you're doing SR, like, you're gonna be able to have a conversation with a woman, and you're gonna be able to meet the woman where she's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, some women have conversations with me, and you don't even really meet them where you're at. You put your perception on them. So this is how you get played, because you don't really get played. You get what you were looking for. You get what you deserved. So some guys will put this fantasy in the head that this woman is a good girl, right? The woman never told you she was a good girl. You just automatically assume that. There was so many signs. You refused to listen to them when she said it. Every time she said something, you said, oh, well, you know, she was put in that position, but she wouldn't do that with me, you know. And you weren't looking at the woman for what she was. You wasn't asking the questions to make her talk. On SR, you're thinking a lot clearly. So you're going to be able to meet her where she's at. You're going to ask the right questions because you're not looking to say the right thing to have sex. So you're going to be a lot unlikely to get played by a lot of women. You're going to be able to have conversations. You're going to be able to appreciate women because you're gonna be able to understand where she's at mentally, and you can meet her there. Okay, I remember when I was on these stages of life, you know, I was on the stages of you know, all women on shit, so you could understand where she's coming from and talk to her from that point. And whatever it is, you understand the guidelines and the frameworks that she operates within. You don't understand that when you're not on SR. So I hope this sticks to a lot of people. And when you get on a high day of SR and you're looking for a woman, like, you gotta understand that it comes to a point like it's like interview. Like, with me, it always felt like an interview. I was asking them the right questions. The woman felt heard. Like, a lot of people think that, oh, what do you, like, you can't just ask a woman questions and be like an interviewer. You kind of can, but it's a way you do it, with the eye contact, the body language. Those things need to be showing interest, like you're interested in getting to know her. Not looking to get to sleep with her. You want to understand her. And a woman wants to be understood. So it does work. I always thought that way. I can't just go up in there and ask a whole bunch of questions. You can ask a bunch of questions. But your intent can't be too lustful. You can't be looking to sleep with her that night. You have to know in the back of your mind, I'm not looking to sleep with her. And there's nothing that this girl could say or do to me that can move me, right? She can pull her top up, and that's not gonna get me to act like a kid, like get all giddy like a kid. Like, I've seen breasts before. It's not a big deal. And you operating off that mentality, dates feel like interviews. They don't feel like dates. It's pretty much you understanding where she's at and you making the decision if you want to go forth with that, where she is mentally. And when you're on SR, which I was, a lot of the times it's okay, but I didn't find myself able to find a woman who I was able to meet where she's at, I wasn't willing to do that. And a few times I was willing to do that, don't get me wrong, because I failed a few times. But a lot of the times, like on a long-term relationship scale, like, I wasn't willing to change my ways, like as far as be husband, boyfriend material. I wasn't able to, because it's gonna be for a devastating relationship long term, you know. So I did have my times where I dropped down and I failed, but I never had a time where I was like, okay, this is a long-term partner I want to really be with. And there was a lot of times I didn't fail, you know. Like I said, I was on 60 days, so all of these women I wasn't just sleeping with. But I'm just saying that through the course of life, I'm doing SR because SR is a very hard practice. Like, you see who the women are who really like you, and the one who want to just take your seat just because they like your energy, and then once your energy is gone, like, they disappear just as well. So I hope this video helped. I'm cutting out now, but don't do it, man. Quarantine fitness.